Hi everyone, welcome back to V Feels. My name is V Hernandez and today we're going to be doing the second song for my YouTube channel. The song will be the second song from El Último Tour del Mundo, which is Booker T. If you don't know who that is a wrestler in the early 2000s, and Bad Bunny is such a millennial that he loves wrestling and Pokemon and all this stuff. And I love this song because he incorporated a bunch of 90s kids stuff into the song. So let's start off with the first lyrics, the first couple lines, where he says, "Los pongo a bailar la pelúa y el que no baile que los despeluquen." He's basically saying like, La Pelúa is a song from this Puerto Rican DJ, Sinzuela. Sinzuela also means like without a dance floor, like he doesn't need a dance floor to be great. And he's saying like, El que no, whoever doesn't want to dance to my music, like you could take their hair off, like just get them bald or take their wig off, you know. He's I think he's making like a reference to like Samson, where he has all this strength with his hair, and then the moment that he gets his hair cut, gets cut, like he loses all his strength. So I think he's basically saying like, if you don't want to feel my vibe, you don't want to dance to this, like you don't have to be part of this, like your weak ass could go elsewhere. Basically, that's what I'm interpreting it. I could be way off though. And then let's go on to say, hijo de putas que no me cuquen, lean los números para que se eduquen. He's like, don't tease me and don't think like you could like be up to par with me. Read my numbers, read my stats, so that you could become educated and know where I'm at, right? And then he goes on to say, yo no hago canciones, hago himnos pa que no se caduquen. En ese género yo fui un caduquen. This is extremely important. I love this line because he's saying like, I don't make songs, I make anthems so that they never expire. These songs will live on forever and ever. Like there's like those Spanish classic songs that you could be like 45 and you still listening to them, and you're like, you remember when you were like 15 and you heard it and you still get up and dance. He's basically saying that like these songs will be anthems. And then he's saying like, en ese género yo fui un Hadouken. Hadouken is from Street Fighters. You know Ryu when he does a right? So he is basically, he's saying that he's an energy attack. Like he's so powerful, his vibe is so great that his energy gets people like excited. Like once you hear it, like you're up and going, right? And then he goes on to say, y se extinguieron como los dinosaurs, aunque me apague se paga el sol. So basically what he's saying is that all the haters around him like became extinct, like the dinosaurs. Like he doesn't even see them, he doesn't even know what happened to them, they're just gone, right? And then he says that he will not burn out, that the sun will burn out first before he does. Like before his shine goes away, the sun will die out first. Again, powerful. He is amazing. And then he goes on to say, subimos y rompimos el ascensor. Again, he's saying like, we climbed to the top, that we broke the elevator that we climbed so fast. Like we came to the top and we broke it. Now nobody could get on and they can't reach my level, my new height, right? Again, I love it. And then he goes on to say, el prepa que les tiro Bulbasaur. To me, Bulbasaur is one of the three main Pokemons. He's like the green, like the leaf, and then there's fire, and then there's water, right? And he's saying like El Prepa is a Puerto Rican Electric Power Authority. So he's saying Bulbasaur through that energy. And then what I'm thinking that he's saying is that Bulbasaur is it's a leaf Pokemon, so basically it's green, right? So he's saying like, I threw that green energy to people, right? So very eco-friendly, we have him here. And then he goes on to say, maldito conejo, ahora los miro de arriba y de lejos. Hey, he's basically saying like, oh, like people are like saying, man, like this guy, maldito conejo. And now he's saying like, yeah, I see you from far away and from way up here. Like I can't even see you, basically. And then he goes on to say, no contesto de no, hablen con mi manejo, pero él también va a pichar. Basically, he's saying like, I don't answer any DMs and you could speak with my manager, but even my manager, he will also disregard you and ignore you, right? Because when they were trying to come up, that's how they were being treated. And then he goes on to say, te juro que no me quise embichar. So this is where me and my nephew were having a discussion, right? Because to me, the way that I felt it said was basically saying like, you know, I didn't mean to be all this great. It just kind of happened. Like, and you think like I'm being a bitch, but I actually, because bicha is like doing bitch things. But my nephew says, oh, and bichar is like when you get filled with bugs, like cuando te embichas. But I'm like, yeah, but that's not what he's talking about. He's like, yeah, he's basically saying that you're embarrassed, that he's embarrassed for like he could do embarrassing things, but he's still gonna be himself, that he doesn't care. And then I was like, you know what, let me look it up. So I looked it up, and embichar basically means when he appropriates himself of something without even trying. So to me, that makes more sense when he's saying like, te juro que no me quise embichar. Like he's basically saying like, I didn't want to become this amazing and great and be at the top of my career, but I did it. So, you know, I love that. And he's like, le metí a todos a mi crush, ya me aburrí hasta de chingar. So, chichar, sorry. So basically what he's saying is like, I got it in with my crush, with everybody, with all these people, and I'm already bored of having sex, because even the act of having sex used to be so great, and now it's kind of like has become the norm. That he says, yo sí soy mili sin usar Richard. He's basically saying, I am a millionaire without using Richard. Richard is a high-end tux brand, like, you know, like very like fancy for men. So he's basically saying, I am a millionaire, but I don't even have to wear that. Like, I am who I am. And then this part is really cool, because he goes on to say, Yankee se retira y vamos a switchar. Voy a ser el jefe, me van a fichar. Mi nombre por siempre se va a escuchar. So basically what he's saying is like, if Daddy Yankee retires, me and him are gonna switch roles. That when we switch roles, I'm gonna be the boss. Cause you know Daddy Yankee says the big boss. So he's basically saying, I'm gonna be the boss. Y me van a fichar. I'm gonna go down in history. I'm gonna get recorded into history. That my name is gonna be heard for many years, like centuries or, you know, decades and decades. That's basically the interpretation that I took from him. And then he goes on to say, porque estoy en mi peak, soy un rey campeón Booker T. So he's saying, I am at the peak of my career. I am at the top. I am a king. I am a champion, just like Booker T. Because Booker T was also a champion in wrestling for many years. He was at the top for a while there too. And then he's like, look at me, what I've become. So again, love it. And then he goes on to say, this part, I clearly remember this part because I was visiting my mom and she was watching the news, and then this came up where he says, le molesta mi premio de compositor, pero es que ya nadie compone. So basically he's saying like, he won the Latin Billboard Music Award Composer of the Year, and people were throwing a fit when he won that, because they were saying like, he's not music, he doesn't really like do anything to deserve that, like why is he getting this award? But he's basically saying nobody nowadays writes their own songs. I write my own songs, so like, you're gonna get mad at me for that. And if you go and search for Compositor del Año, it's also a song that he wrote to basically talk the response to these people that were like talking smack about him for winning this award. And he uses that platform to talk about Black Lives Matter, you know, like injustice in the US and all this great stuff. So that is also why he is really amazing. He's just not only trying, he talks about real stuff that's happening, right? And then he goes on to say, ninguna de esta gente escribe sus propias canciones, so no se emocionen. Again, he's basically saying like, these people don't even write their own songs. Like, why are they even tripping that I won Composer of the Year? Because I write my own stuff, right? His own material. And then he's like, el disco más vendido de este puto año. He's like, I deserve this award. I sold so many albums, like the most sold album of the year. And then he goes on to say, los llevé para la escuela, todo el mundo tratando de hacerle escuela. Siguen en la fila, nadie se cuela. This part, he's saying like, I took everybody back to school. Everybody's trying to do sequels on this or copy my style, copy my flow. They're all waiting in line, but nobody's cutting in line because I'm at the front of the line, basically what he's saying. So he's saying like, I could take you to school, I could teach you how to do all this stuff, but at the end of the day, you're still not gonna be as great as me or as talented as me, basically, with his lyrics. Again, he is amazing when it comes to his lyrics. And then he goes on to say, you know that part where he says, Chequi Morena, Chequi, all right? So that basically, I don't know if you guys know what that means, but Chequi is basically shake it, Morena, shake it. And Morena is usually like someone who, like myself, darker skin, who is Hispanic. Like, as you know, in Hispanics, there's all kinds of different shades, right? It's kind of like the coffee, like however milk you add, the more diluted it becomes. So a lot of like artists reference to morenas like Celia Cruz and La Negra Tiene Tumbao and stuff like that. Like it's always like a morena woman is usually representative of like vibing, music, dancing, like just very, you know, like festival, very like exciting and party wise. So when he's saying shaky morena shaky, he's saying shake it dark skin girl, shake it, but it's just because, you know, very common in Spanish speaking countries. And then let's go on to say, Bad Bunny se llevó todos los premios y el cabrón ni fue. This is important because he was supposed to go to the 2020 American Music Awards and he couldn't attend because he tested positive for COVID. But even though he didn't go, he was still getting nominated and winning a bunch of the awards. So he's basically saying like, I didn't even go and I still won, you know? And then he goes on to say, ustedes pegando países virales, ustedes pagando países virales y yo pegando temas sin hacerle promo. La gente se pregunta cómo. Desde chamaquito saben cómo somos. So again, he's basically saying, you guys are paying to go viral. I am dropping songs without making them any promotions or promo, and you're asking yourself, how are you doing this? And he's just saying, we just do it. Like, I don't need to pay anything, or I didn't need to do promotion for my song to go viral. So this is like pretty awesome, right? And then he goes on to say like that he used to do this as a kid, like basically like when he first started, like that's how he became famous. Like he just would drop music on I think it was Spotify, and then like he just became famous, right? Like somebody picked him up, or DJ Luan picked him up, and so on and so forth. And then he said, nunca pido tenki, yo soy coco, ustedes baking. Booker T tirándome un breaking. So basically, nunca pido tenki. Tenki means like taking your 10, like 10 key, like taking your 10. So he's saying like, I don't need a break. Like I could handle this. Like anything that's thrown at me, I can handle it. Like I don't need a break. Yo soy coco, ustedes baking. He's basically saying, you are baking soda and I'm cocaine. Like I'm the real deal, right? And then he, which it's interesting because at the end he kind of says, que tú eres feca. So that means basically like that you're fake, just like baking soda. Like he's like, I'm the real white powder, you are the imitation, the wannabe, the fake, right? And then he's, again, the story may big repeats itself, and that's pretty much it. But there's one thing that he says, can you dig it, sucker? That is Booker T's little slogan when he used to fight. He used to always say that. And I love that he incorporated that because again, he's a 90s kid. Like he grew up watching wrestling, and so did I. So I love that, you know. And then at the end he says, ni voy a frontear, dale repeat cabrón, pa que veas que estoy bien hijo de puta. So he's basically saying, I'm not even gonna flex, I'm not even gonna go through the song again. I'm just gonna let you hit repeat so that you can see how well I'm doing. And you can just gonna watch me and see how well I'm doing. So that was it. That is song number 2, Booker T, for my channel. It is the second song of the El Último Tour del Mundo. I hope that you really do enjoy it. I hope that you pick up something new, or that you learn something new. If you do not agree with some of the comments or some of the things, again, this is just how I feel. This is how I interpret it. This is based on my understanding. I am not the best. I am not, you know, perfect. But I do hope that you did learn something, and stay tuned for video number 3. Again, I will be going in the order of the Bad Bunny tour, and I will also drop some other songs here and there because I do have a few requests already from people that are wanting to know what their favorite song says, and they want me to break it down and decipher them. So again, thank you so much. Stay tuned and share this video to all your friends and family, and just let them know how great these artists are and how people are really not understanding or do not comprehend how great they are. And it takes someone to break it down to like really truly show you how artists are pouring their whole heart into this. And Bad Bunny is one of them. And here are my notes, just in case you wanted to see them. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.